This is Bravo 1, Bravo Team Airsoft. I'm going to do a quick video on my LRRP kit this time. Basically I've realised I've got quite a few different bits of kit and I've got various videos on the channel and for the group itself, more on weapons if anything, or I've done the odd thing for milsims or ideas, but I figured because I've got a collection and a variety of different Vietnam War era stuff. I mean, I'll about just shy of 9 loadouts, maybe 10 now. Not all of them are complete, but the complete loadouts I have, I figure I may as well do a video about them in case anyone wants to copy the idea or is struggling for what to put and what to add. So I figured I'll do one myself. So this is my long range reconnaissance patrol video kit, and this one's slightly different because I'm going to do this one as a RTO. See, as I've got an RTO to go with the kit and I think it complements it quite well. So firstly I'll start off with the weapons as normal. I'm not going to go into the weapons in massive in-depth because I've done videos on all the weapons I've got, and most weapons are used by LRRPs anyway, so I'll go into what I've got. So this is what I'm going to use predominantly for this type of gear. This is originally a Colt 603 with a suppressor on the end, or silencer if you like. Basically this was the prototype version of the Car 15. It was supposed to be a carbine version of the M16A1 that never really took off, but it was made in some numbers. And for what I can see on the evidence of research on LRRPs, a lot of LRRPs preferred these with the built-in suppressors on the end. So this was quite a favourite by Recon teams, for what I can see on Google and Facebook and several other channels that I've used. So I've copied the idea. The silencer's not quite exactly the same, but for an airsoft mock-up it's not far off real thing to what they use, so I didn't think it was a bad idea. This does work really well, and you can do this with pretty much any M16. It's just a matter of switching the barrel out and then finding a era looking suppressor that hasn't got loads of threads and holes like most modern rifles have these days. And it has a standard M16 sling on it, and it has a little bit of a paint job on it. There's various bits of green paint painted over it, so it stands out as a M16 SD long range reconnaissance patrol type rifle. Now there is several other rifles I'll probably use along with this, so I'll just stick using this. As what we can tell on LRRPs, they use literally anything they can get their hands on. M14s, M16s, AK-47s, Car 15 was a big favourite, as it was for most of these kind of units. The majority of weapons I think that was around the US arsenal on both sides were used by LRRPs. So I'm not going to go into a big video of LRRPs. You can probably Google images and find out, you know, what suits you and what works for you. But I thought this in particular is a good one to use with a LRRP kit. So yeah, this is what I'm going to use. This is, like I say, it's my M16 SD, or otherwise known as Colt 603, and that's what I'm going to use as my rifle for this type of kit. So the next big thing I will go over is, because like I said, I'm not going to do a standard infantryman or a sniper or anything like that. I'm going to do an RTO, as I actually have an RTO type set of kit, which is what I'll go over now. So this is what I'm going to wear on my back along with my M16 that I'll be carrying. Now this is a PRC-25 radio, or PRC-25 depending on how you want to pronounce it. And this is basically a mock kit. It's done for airsoft. It does actually work. It is a proper working radio. Now I've added several things onto this. I've buffed up the grenades, I've added an M56 butt pack on it. We've got the actual microphone itself. There is a water bottle carrier on the side. There's a first aid pouch, torch, a couple of dummy M18 smoke grenades. And we've got a M14 type pouch which I've put an emergency M16 magazine in, and then of course we've got the machete on the back. And then the antenna and everything, all the other bits and bats, and then it's actually the straps itself to hold it onto, which is a real original. So yeah, this is a bit of kit I'm quite proud of and I'm quite pleased with, but I've yet to use it. Because like I say, it's a dummy mock of a PRC-25 radio, but it does work. It has actually got a modern radio system in it, and the headphone works with the modern radio system, so it'll work just like a real one. I'm quite impressed with this bit of kit. So this is going to go on my back with my LRRP kit, stand out a bit, to be something a bit different, as these are very uncommon in the airsoft reenactment field. I don't know too many people that have these, so other than the odd people I've seen at certain milsims that are all quite dedicated and into the hobby like I am, which is what drives me to get all this kit and do all these videos. So next thing I'm just going to go over briefly, jungle boots. Pretty obvious if you've been watching a few of these videos now and you're already into the hobby and you're just playing around with different ideas. It's going to come standard. You know what kind of boots are after. The Panama called jungle boots, that I go over in pretty much every video. I would have left it out, but I figured just for the census of the entire kit I'll add the boots. I don't need to go on about them because I'm pretty sure you already own them and you already know what I'm on about. Right, so the next thing itself is the half mannequin I've got with the said kit on it. So Tiger Stripes were widely used. Obviously there were a lot of different variants for a lot of different units. You've got your Arvin type pattern, the Golden Tiger, the sparse tadpole, and there's that John Wayne looking one. There's several different versions. Tiger Stripes, I've owned 2 or 3 different variants now, and then you've got obviously the crappy Rothko reproduction Tiger Stripe kit, which you see a lot of the farbs get with. I'm guilty of doing this myself, because when I first got into the Vietnam era, I bought some of them Rothko Tiger Stripes, not knowing that they weren't around in the Vietnam War, that it's based on a 3rd pattern, and then obviously it was a crappy repro. And when you see the pictures now, where you see people at Milsim's reenactments, you can tell it looks corny as crap, and it looks absolutely horrible. But you live and you learn, and that's where you adapt and then buy more kit if it's something you're going to stick to doing for quite a while, like I've ended up doing and many of my guys have ended up doing. So the crappy Rothko 3rd pattern Tiger Stripes, stay away from. So obviously there is quite a few decent variants out there that you can use. This is probably my favourite, so I've gone with the sparse Tiger Stripe kit for my LRRP kit. It's slightly a darker pattern than the others. The other pattern I used was slightly lighter green. It was not bad, it was good, but I must say I'm more appealing to the darker pattern. As you can see, so I've got the hat. I've glued on an airborne badge on there. Obviously all LRRPs are all airborne, so yeah, I've put an airborne. This is predominantly based on like 101st Airborne or 173rd era type mid-war LRRP kit. Like I said, some of them did use the RDL, but I use my RDL kit for the SAS loadout, so I want to keep them separately. I don't just want to keep using the same kit for different outfits and just keep mocking things up. I actually like to have individual kits and individual sets, mainly just for display, because I like to look at them and think, yeah, I've got that, I've got that, and I've got that. So that's why I've gone with the Tiger instead of the Erdls for this. So yeah, we got that. The web gear, this is actually one of the original web gears. This entire web gear alone, except for the pistol holster, is all genuine, authentic, used M56 pattern gear. So we've got standard webbing belt. I think this is the 1st or 2nd grade. It's one of the early war belts, and like I say, it's a real one, so it's a bit thicker and tougher than the late war pistol belts. I've got a real carabiner harness up here. This was like 30-40 quid just for this thing, but with it being a real one, it needed some cleaning up because it wasn't in a bad state. I'll turn round. So you've got your M56 magazine pouch, one of them on either side. I'll turn it round. So I've got a reproduction 1911 pouch, but you can't really tell it's a reproduction because it is really good and it's seen some use. I've had it for some years and it's seen a lot of use. It's quite mucky and scratched and tattered, and it does actually look like a real one now, even though it is actually a reproduction. We've got a real M56 water bottle pouch on the back with a real M56 field pouch, which I've sewn on. Originally read in one of the books about SOG or Navy SEALs, I can't remember which book it was where I got the idea from. It said that they sewed a lot of pouches on top of other pouches to carry more gear, so that's where I got the idea from to do this. It did take me some time and a couple of needles doing it, but yeah, that's that. So I usually have like a set of handcuffs or something in that one, or ammo spare BBs, depending what kind of game it is. Obviously there's no field pack on the back, so I've took that off because obviously I've put it on the radio, and a lot of LRRPs didn't use them anyway. It was mostly standard inventory that wore the M56 butt packs, so I won't bother with them for LRRPs. And then I've got another M56 water bottle pouch on the other side, followed by another M56 magazine pouch, which you know, holds about 3-4 magazines, depending on how you can fit them in, and different versions of M56 pouch. Some are smaller and some are bigger than others. So yeah, that's basically the standard webbing gear that I've gone for this one. It's pretty minimalist. Obviously it can be adapted, like if I decide to use an AK-47 I'll probably take an AK chest rig with me, but for this example I just thought I'd go with the Colt 603. So yeah, that's basically the web gear, the Tiger Stripe kit. I also have a neck chief side thing. Now some of these were done with bandoliers from the medical kits, the first aid pouches. When they get them out, sometimes they come out in an army greens, or sometimes they used these around the necks. This is just a green bandana I found on eBay, which was under some sort of LRRP description of LRRP kits. That's where I got it. I thought it sells the look. So I've noticed in a lot of books, a lot of LRRPs tend to carry these around the necks more than a lot of other units. It seems to be an iconic thing. Same with the M18 smoke grenades. I seem to tape them on either side of the M56 pouches. So that was something, but I ain't got enough M56, not M56 pouches, enough M18 grenades to put on them at the moment. The only ones I've got are the ones you've seen on the radio, which I think look better than the one on the kit. So I'm just going to leave that plain as it is. Dog tags we have done up there with a bit of green tape on them. Iconic, so obviously we don't want the jingle, especially for a reconnaissance team. So yeah, it's got some of them on it. And then under that it's usually a green vest or a green t-shirt or nothing at all, depending on how warm it is. The Milsim event I just did not too long ago on the Saturday. I was walking around camp literally wearing a pair of trousers and a pair of boots. It was so warm. I was just getting blinded by my own sweat, never mind getting shot. So yeah, depending on how heat reductant you are in the weather and wherever you are at the time of the games and what type of year you're playing, it varies whether you wear a vest, t-shirt or whatever. I usually wear a green t-shirt 9 times out of 10, but again it depends on the heat. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for my LRRP kit. Like I said, I keep it basic and I didn't want to go on for too long. I just thought I'd try and make another video, and then I've still got one for a Recon nurses kit, a SEAL kit, and a few other kits that I'm either building or I've currently built. I just haven't done videos on them, but for anyone that's into this type of kit, I spend a lot of time on YouTube myself searching for similar videos to kit builds that people have built, just for ideas, inspirations or something to just bang up my own kit and make it look slightly better. So I figured I should really do that with my kit, as I've done mostly videos to do with milsims or basic kits. So yeah, this is my long range reconnaissance video. Just going to keep it at that, I think. So again, this is Bravo 1, Bravo Team Airsoft. Thanks for watching.